While on the topic of billions, the White House today played up its proposed cuts to the federal budget. That budget weighs in at $3.6 trillion. The White House wants to trim a tiny fraction, $17 billion. The president arguing that seemingly small amount is a major step in the right direction. Jake Tapper is at the White House.
Than 100 programs.
President Obama today spotlighted 121 programs he seeks to cut from his budget, saving $17 billion.
Outside of Washington, that's still considered a lot of money.
And he urged the press corps to treat those cuts seriously.
$17 billion taken out of our discretionary non-defense budget, as well as portions of our defense budget, are significant. They mean something.
Of the president's $3.6 trillion budget, the proposed $17 billion in cuts amount to a reduction of less than 1/2%. On the campaign trail last year, then Senator Obama seemed to belittle the impact of his opponent's call to cut earmarks, $18 billion worth.
Earmarks account for 1/2% of the total federal budget, but it's not going to solve the problem.
The White House today said that the $17 billion in cuts is just a start.
Let's do this. Let's you and I walk out on the street today. Let's interview maybe a dozen people and ask them whether they think $17 billion is a lot of money.
We did, and they do.
Does that sound like a lot to you or a little? I'll start with you.
Sounds like a lot.
A lot.
A lot.
But after we pointed out that $17 billion is less than 1/2% of the budget,
that doesn't seem like a lot when you put it that way.
Yeah, tiny. Obviously, really small.
most Republicans today assailed the cuts as minuscule.
It's as if this were the Gobi Desert or the Sahara Desert, and you came along and took a few pieces of sand off the desert.
But fiscal conservatives say those criticisms ring hollow.
I don't think the Republican Party has any credibility on spending restraint anymore. Deficits soared to hundreds of billions of dollars under President Bush.
Whether you think $17 billion is a lot or a little, on Capitol Hill, White House officials were greeted with a lot of pushback, and we should point out that President Bush attempted many of these same cuts last year and got the same pushback. Charlie?
All right, Jake Tapper at the White House. Thanks to you.